Hello, welcome, God bless. So this paper is a little bit older. It's from January 19th, Brentwood News. There's two articles I'm going to cover in this and two videos. So this one is, it's a new day at the West LA VA. So again, you have the woman says, she gets this question all the time, why can't you train the homeless vets to work? I would like to know, and just the amount of times, problem, why can't you make this problem disappear? And for those of you who don't know, the VA is in Brentwood, and Brentwood, that's actually where a lot of excessively wealthy people live. It's the whole Brentwood, Bel Air, Beverly Hills. Yeah, I think the backside of Santa Monica, I think butts up into it. It's a really big place, but it is surrounded by really wealthy people, and which are really offended of these men that their politicians have forced them to usually force them to serve in wars, which are often unfounded wars. Yeah, you want to stop. You want to excessively lessen vet homelessness. Stop this incessant, crazy, psychotic, non-ending war bullshit cycle that America's in. I mean, it's endless. Absolutely endless. Do you never get tired of all the conflict and oh, we're so peaceful. Peaceful people, I just read more stuff, and it was more on CIA and their secret prisons around the world. I'm around the world, and they're secret. And I didn't think they could get any scarier. I'm proven wrong. So yeah, the big thing is stop all these bullshit wars. Just stop it. Stop sending these men into horrific, unnatural circumstances. War is not natural. It just isn't. I mean, and I'm not saying that, war is absolutely unfounded and it should never happen, because when good men stand down, evil spreads. So there are certain times where you do have to stand up, but the fact that we have our men and now women throughout the world, and just incessantly, on peace missions. Well, why do they need the machine guns if they're on a peace mission? We're not police. We're not responsible for the world. And you know what? Maybe there would be money to take care of people who actually need help if we didn't waste so much money on not only our defense but other people's defense. They've raised it to $700 billion a year, and then you're going to gripe about oh my gosh, homeless are costing us so much. It's no, the destruction. And how many reports have to be that it's the banking, especially the Rothschilds. They bank every war, both sides, so they win no matter what. And then then you have the whole reconstruction afterwards. It's really alarming how it's just alarming. So yeah, stop going to war, people, and live your mantra of love diversity. Love diversity. And especially a lot of guys that go into military, it's not uncommon that they're coming from households that are already struggling. So it really sucks. This really sucks. And then they mentioned PATH, people assisting homelessness. My experience with them, no, they're not. They're not. They're oh, we'll give you a seat for an interview. Okay, do you have a shower? Do you have a building with no stairs? How are you assisting the homeless? Well, we have clothes for interviews. Okay, so I'm supposed to come, but what happens when you physically can't handle a job? That's why a lot of people are homeless. They're not able mentally, physically to hold a job. Are you missing it? Like, just because you're healthy doesn't mean the world's healthy. And don't even give me the whole, like, oh my gosh, you just really need to think positive. Yeah. And then, like, I think eating great is great, but I mean, on what you're given in this country, if you are having issues, you can't, like, really eat all that great. And, you know, there are issues that don't have solutions. And some acceptance needs to be practiced. Some love of diversity needs to be practiced, because not everyone is you. Some people actually do have significant problems, and when you're dealing with vets, that is... Have you ever watched war movies? Like real war movies, not like the pretend ones where it's like, oh my gosh, they've got a love interest, and oh my god, it's so romantic, and oh, well, there was a couple scenes that, you know, boom, 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 but, you know, like truly war movies where it's like, it's not natural. I mean, even when you talk to vets, especially who have seen it, it's just, it's not natural. They have to shut down, or, you know, they really don't want to talk about it because it's so outside of the realm of normal. Yeah, so stop supporting politicians and companies that are, you know, pro-war, and stop. It would be really great if we actually, I mean, we spend a ton of money on defense, and then I read something where we're like supplying a ton of money to Israel and even other places for their defense systems. I would like to know exactly. I know it's 700 billion just for America, but when you add in all the countries we're for some reason subsidizing, I'd really like to know what the final bill is that we're paying. Why I and a whole bunch of people have to live on $600 a month or less, and then get griped at by our very own people when you don't bat an eye at, you know, supporting all these other people. Oof. Alrighty, I'm gonna go.